The year is 2125. A devastating, planet ending meteor shower is on a collision course with Earth. I'm the only known survivor in this overgrown city, where the only other inhabitants are the zombies, the ones who haven't starved, that is. Though fewer in number than they once were, the ones that remain are hungry, very hungry. I have 100 days left. My only resources are the ones left behind. Witness my struggle for survival as resources dwindle and the clock relentlessly ticks down to impact. The last city I called home sustained me for nearly 5 years, but like everything else in this godforsaken world, that too withered away. The city is bigger, little that I know, bigger meant louder and hungrier, much hungrier. My last home was quiet, sometimes weeks of silence. No chirps, no groans, no footsteps, no, nothing. I'd look forward to storms and windy days, just so I didn't have to listen to the nothingness. But this was not my old home, and the dead ones who walk here seem very much alive. As I laid claim to these packed up belongings left in the streets, as if the city was overtaken in an instant, I realized that in the mere moments I've been here, the ones who still dwell within these city walls have become aware of my presence. I entered a boarded up apartment where the previous tenants still remained, merely clinging to life by their fingertips, driven by nothing but their insatiable hunger. I ended their suffering, keeping in mind they were once loved, ordinary people. I found a way to light the place up as I rummaged through their belongings. There was armor and food, a fair amount of food, though they'd sooner wither away than consume anything without a heartbeat. Throughout the night, it sounded like I was surrounded the entire time. Eventually, I peered outside to assess how bad my situation really was. After all, there's no possible way I could sleep. They knew I was here. They all knew I was here. As the sun began to rise, I stepped outside to remove the ones who accumulated outside. I was tired, but I could no longer stand to hear their screams. Since it all started, I've never really settled down or got comfortable in one place, because knowing I could have to pack up and leave at any second made it nearly impossible. I'm not sure when the end is coming, but I know it's soon. The days, weeks, months, even the years just blur together when you're always afraid. But this time was going to be different. I wanted to be comfortable for however long I have left. I found an abandoned park that seemed pretty secure, but it was going to take some work. I found what appeared to be an old store. Barrels of supplies were everywhere, as if someone had already attempted to survive here, although that seemed to be long ago. This was perfect. It was nearby, had supplies, was already lit up, but most importantly, provided protection. This would be my temporary home while I worked on the park. The first thing I needed was torches, for I wasn't brave or stupid enough to work in the dark. That meant I needed wood. Though I seemed to be surrounded by it, all of it was mossy, overgrown, and rotten, nearly entirely unusable. This meant I needed to grow my own trees. This posed an entirely new problem: soil. It was scarce, mostly overtaken by moss, or seemingly just consumed by vegetation. I spent an entire day trying to gather the necessary supplies while fending off the undead. I couldn't help but reminisce on the good old days when they used to be afraid of the sun. While I was working on the park, I began hearing screams, sounds that I've never heard them make before, as though they were being attacked by something, almost like they were in the most horrible pain imaginable. So I kept an eye on them, more closely than normal, only to discover that they were eating each other. I've never seen this happen before. Maybe the hunger finally drove them too far. I don't know. But what I do know is that the ones who eat their own change. They're faster, smarter, and stronger. The scariest thing, they watch me, but not in the same way as before. They stop and observe, like they're trying to learn and predict my next move. One of them smirked at me, as if to say, "I'm going to enjoy killing you."